So, hello. It is a great honor and pleasure to be here with you today. So let me introduce myself. I'm Dario Kobešćak. I'm coming from the Agency for the Investment and Competitiveness, Croatian state-owned agency. We are established 3 years ago, and we're trying to provide all the necessary support to the investors in Croatia. I tried to put on this slide some information and comparison about Croatia and Catalonia. So, as you see, we have a lot of similarity. So Croatia, it's a little bit bigger than Catalonia, but here lives about 7.5 million people. In Croatia, just 4.2. Unemployment rate, I have the newest data from the last month. So you see from the Berislav presentation that we was on the same level last year. Now we expect that unemployment rate will be even falling down this summer. GDP, it's much higher here, GDP per capita also. We have excellent 2014, and our FDI became in the level of pre-recession years. Maybe you know that we have 6 really tough years for the Croatia. We was in recession, and we exit from that zone recently. So the average monthly salary, it's around 700 euros in Croatia, and consumer price index, it's pretty much similar like here in Catalonia. Please. So we after that tough period for us, we see some positive trends. So the newest result is that our GDP is rising 2.7%. Retail trade turnover also 3.2%. Industrial production has been raised almost 5%. And unemployment rate for the last month was falling down about 2%. So, yeah, oh, thank you. I will talk a little bit about FDI in Croatia. We had around 30 billion euros in the last 20 years. And if you're talking about country that invested in Croatia, our neighboring countries invested the most. So Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Italia was the biggest investor in Croatia. Netherlands and Luxembourg, there is a lot of international companies have a headquarters, so they invested through that headquarters. Because of that, they are pretty high in the list. If you're talking about the sectors, 10 years ago, the most of the investments in Croatia was in banks and insurance company. So this is the percentage if you're talking about the sectors. All other sectors, so tourism, manufacturing, it's below that, but we have pretty good structure of the investments. In the last few years, percentage of manufacturing investment projects is higher than the rest, and tourists also. I want to underline that last year in Croatia has been opened 25 hotels and resorts, and we have announcement that this year will be start to build or finish 40 of them, 40 more. So, what Croatia did to improve investment climate? We understand that we need to change our legislative. So one of the first things was to get Investment Promotion Act. After that, we change also legislation of building and physical planning. I will show you in the next slides what is the results of that. After that, we need to change Labor Act. We made industrial strategy, and starting to do some improvements on the doing business. And I will show you the results. In 2006, Croatia was on the 118th place on that list. In the 11 years, we jump 78 places. Just in the last 2 years, we jump 49 places. If we're talking about number of time for starting a business in Croatia, in the 2005 you needed 49 days to start a business. Now around 12. If you're talking about time for registration of property, then you needed around 956 days. Now 62 days. So we made a large improvement. As Berislav told you before, we jump from the 89th place to the 40th. This is our neighboring countries and our competitors. And Spain, it's also in front of us. So what is our benefits? We have good geopolitical position, but also we are close to the CEFTA market. We was part of the CEFTA. This is a Central European Free Trade Agreement, and we are close to the Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Montenegro, and we still have some agreements with that countries. And the new investors doesn't have to have any problems to deal and make a business with that countries. If we're talking about transportation, Croatia have 3 pan-European corridors through the territory. If you need to transport some goods with the vessels from the Asia to Rotterdam, you will shorter your trip if you landed your goods in the Rijeka for 6 or 7 days. If you transport your goods from the Istanbul to the Europe, you will shorter your trip for about 2 days if you start from Croatia. So we have some advantages in that perspective. As I said, we have few ports. Rijeka, Ploče and Šibenik, it's mostly cargo ports. And Zadar, Split and Dubrovnik, it's mostly travel ports. If we're talking about price level indices for the investment, if we're looking at the whole EU member states, Croatia have the lowest index. Also, the rising of the labor cost in Croatia was the lowest if we watch all of these countries. So you will find enough and pretty cheap labor force in Croatia if you want to start the business in Croatia. We are multilingual country, and around half of population speak English, third population speak German, and around 14% speak Italian. Our students won a lot of awards, so I think that we are pretty inventive. Yeah. If we're talking about incentives in Croatia, we have Investment Promotion Act. We made that act in 2012, and you can get incentives if you working in this sector. So if you produce something, if you have or you want to build technology centers or some strategic support services, or tourism with 4 or plus stars hotels. You can get direct or indirect incentives, grants to your bank account, and for eligible cost, we will take you the cost of the new equipment, new machinery, new buildings, or 2-year gross salary for the new employments. So if you invest at least 150,000 euros, and employ at least 5 new people, you will get the incentives. The incentives, it's in the state budget, so there is no small blueprints that you will get money if you fulfill something more. So this is the minimum requirements that you need to fulfill, and then you can be reduce paying of profit tax up to 0%. You can get up to 18,000 euros per employee, or €500,000 for invention and development, or for the capital expenses up to €1 million. On our web page, you will find a lot of useful information about how to start the business in Croatia, about our tax system, how to get visas or working permits. So you can go on our website, and also you have incentive calculators. So you can put figures by your own and see how many or how much incentives you can get in Croatia. In the process of preparing analyses for the new investors, we trying to compare the incentives in some other countries. So this is just an example. How many incentives you can get in any of these countries. We have also one good tool on our web page. We called Catalog of Business Zones. In Croatia, you will find more than 400 business zones, but we put 136 on our web page. You can search for the suitable location for you, and we cover all the region in Croatia. The sale price starts from the €1, and I think that maximum price it's around €80. I will show you few slides with some more information about that zones. So, for example, near to the Šibenik on the Adriatic coast, you will find business zone Podi. There is still plenty of available places. You will find much more information than I put on the slide. Which company is working there? Some minimum requirements and things like that. And also you will find the contact person that you can call and ask even more. In Nova Gradiška, we have the really good zone in the last 2 years. They have 2 major projects. One is in the air conditioning production facility, and another one is in the how it's called, chocolate bars factory, energy bars factory. So this is the most expensive zone. It's near to the port of Rijeka, and it's called Industrial Zone Bakar. The land price it's around €80, and still plenty of space. So when I spoke about change of the act of a building act, this is the results. So in Croatia, you can get the building permit in 1 day. Polish glass processing factory got the building permit in 1 day. This is not. I put these examples, but I know few more that they get in 1 or 2 days. So how we can do that? in the process of the issuing of building permits, we put all the institution on the same table. They speak and they speed up the process, and you will have no problem to start the business, to get all the permits you need for your project. If you're looking for some projects that you want to jump in, we made one publication we called Catalog of Investment Opportunities, and now at that moment you will find 67%. We have some public projects, some private projects, projects in energy sector, in tourism. You will find all our publication you can download from our web page. So feel free to go and to see is it anything interesting to you. This is one example of the projects in the catalog. We called a project Muzil. So that was the ex-military base in the town of Pula. You see on this picture, this peninsula, it's Muzil. So the project is to build few resorts, few hotels, some residential zone, and things like that. And on the other slide, you will get more information about the zones, about the land, the number of beds and things like that. And this is the peninsula. This is the city of Pula. So more information about this project. How we can help you? We can provide you all the information you need to start the business. We can find a suitable location for you. Of course, after you finish your project, we will taking care of any of your needs. We can connect you with the government bodies, with the local regional development agencies, with some communal companies, local institution, and we will try to provide, like all other investor promotion agencies in the world, our help from the beginning to the start. Our portfolio, it's like this. Now we have more than 300 projects, 150 of them it's active, and the most of them coming from the tourism and from the manufacturing. But also I must underline that pharmaceutical companies in Croatia have boomed last 2 or 3 years, so we provided help for most of them, 6 or 7. In Dubai, last 3 years, on the annual investment meeting, our company have been nominated 3 projects, and we won 3 years in a row. The first year, we won with this pharmaceutical company, Pliva. It's part of the Teva group. They have 4 projects, actually, and they won first place. The second year, we nominated Zagreb International Airport, and this year we got award for the also pharmaceutical company, Indian pharmaceutical company. They producing capsules for the medicine. At the end, I just want to show you some of the companies that we are providing support for them. So please enjoy the short video.